What's up and welcome back to Rumor Has It Official. Let's get straight into talking about 90 Day Fiance. This is part 1 of season 7, episode 14, which is also the tell-all. So all the couples are starting to arrive for this tell-all. Annie and Robert, they're still working through their issues, and Annie is still wanting all of the promises that Robert made to her prior to her coming to the U.S. Michael and Juliana, now, they're a bit on edge. Michael is nervous about some of the possible questions that they might have for him regarding his first marriage with Sarah. Sasha, he's still dependent on Emily and her family fully for everything, and she is looking for him to show a little bit more independence. Mike is showing up all alone, of course, no Natalie by his side. And Blake and Jasmine, they mention his friends, and Jasmine says that his friends need to realize that she is now first priority. Now, also some things that stuck out to me during this tell-all was Blake with those blue colored contacts, looking like Blade. I don't know if anyone remembers that movie, but in that movie was starring Wesley Snipes, and he looks like Wesley Snipes to me with them contacts on. It's just a hot mess. So that was one of the things that stuck out to me, him in them contacts. Tanya with the boot from her car accident. So let's start off with Jasmine and Blake. Now, Jasmine and Blake, they talk about Jasmine's arrival and how cold she was, and she says that it's just because she's a private person. So Angela, she just really, I'm going to say in this tell-all, she's been different, okay? Normally she's getting into it with every cast member. This time we're seeing a different Angela, more calm Angela. I don't know what's going on, but we can deal with this Angela. She's muted a little bit. She's not riled up. She's not jumping up in folks' face. But one of the things where I was like, okay, Angela, just some things need to be left unsaid. Nobody really cares. She has no problem telling the cast that when she was in Nigeria for 4 weeks, her and Michael were intimate a total of 38 times. And why she even thought we care to know that, I have no idea. Now, let's move off of that. Next, they talk about Tanya leaving Sinjin for 30 days to go to Costa Rica. Now, Sinjin's face, when they showed a clip of Tanya dancing with that islander, you could tell it was his first time seeing that. And Tanya's response to all of this was that she put off that trip for 2 years, and Sinjin is a grown man. He could basically handle it. Then she says something like this: well, what did you do to accommodate me when I was in South Africa? Sinjin tells the host that he wants to do it all. Okay, when they get to talking about what he wants to do in life, what type of career does he want to get into? And he even sings opera because Robert is kind of like egging him on, talking about, oh, I will sing us a little bit. We want to hear you sing opera, knowing that man cannot sing a lick of opera. And it was just a mess. He ends up singing whatever he did, but all the yelling and screaming, whatever he was doing. Sinjin says that he has a lot of trauma from when he used to work in the mines. So he's saying that that's why he's adamant about not working a job that he doesn't love. Tanya and Sinjin still have a lot of unresolved issues, and this is revealed the more they start talking. One of it being the kids topic. The way Sinjin talks, it's like he doesn't want kids now nor in the near future. And we already know that Tanya really wants to have kids. So the host poses the question, if 5 years go by and still no kids, what does that mean for your marriage? Tanya shrugs her shoulders and doesn't give a response. Next, they get into Emily and Sasha. So they show a clip of Sasha's ex-wife, and Emily is rolling her eyes as the ex-wife is talking. Emily says that Sasha's ex-wife isn't taking accountability for her part in the marriage. And all I can say is she better keep her mouth shut. She better keep her mouth shut and hope that Sasha doesn't find another pretty little young thing at the gym where he loves to go And he puts that above everything else, above his child, above spending time with family, above getting an actual job or having a job that he can actually bring a form of income in now and not have to wait and build clients. So she better hope, because she said a lot of negative things against these other women. And you just got to be very careful. So Betsy, Emily's sister, she ends up joining via video call, and she predicts that Sasha will leave once he gets the green card, unless she says more or less like, we'll see his intentions after he gets that green card. And Emily is too blind to see it, of course. She's rolling her eyes and very irritated. Emily also says that she doesn't like what she sees when she looks in the mirror. Now, if that is the case, I guarantee you it's because Sasha makes her feel like she needs to work on her appearance constantly. We've seen him talking about her weight or her needing to be healthy or throwing out other people's food that he didn't pay for because he wants her to eat a certain way so that she, in return, can look a certain way. So he is constantly on her like a drill sergeant, and she works full time. So she's having a hard time balancing gym time or walk. And Sasha, he does nothing to help her, but he loves to complain. She's working full time, then coming home, staying up all through the night with the baby. And if he doesn't work, he doesn't have a job, he should be staying up and tending to their child so that she can get rest, because she is currently the breadwinner. Like, this is ridiculous. You're not doing anything. The only thing you're good at is going to the gym. So next they talk to Michael and Juliana. So Juliana shares that she can't show or share her life in America with her family. She feels very guilty. She feels bad about it, adding that when she shared with her family and friends that she got approved for her spousal visa, they all started to say horrible things to her. Juliana gets very emotional as she's talking about her family, and Juliana also revealed that she would use Michael's credit card to help them mostly. So a lot of the high charges that she was making was to set her family up and make sure that her family was good. She now sends money monthly and has even purchased a home for them to live in, but they still don't show gratitude, nor does she really hear from them. Soon as she left Brazil, it was a wrap. All communication was cut off. They don't reach out to her. They don't say thank you. And I just think that's really sad. They next bring out Michael's ex-wife, Sarah, and Michael gets put out on Front Street. Now, he gets put out on Front Street on why their marriage didn't last. The host wanted to know from Sarah why they got divorced, and Sarah responded, "I'll let Michael answer that." So Michael immediately starts stuttering and rambling, and he says that it's complicated. But then he goes on to say that he was getting crazy with traveling, partying, and he was trying to escape, adding that he wasn't feeling free in life. The host catches Sarah's facial expressions and calls her out on them. Sarah says that she feels she gave Michael a lot of latitude and freedom. So it was shocking for her to hear him say that, because she feels that she gave him all of that. The host then says, was there any infidelity within the marriage? Then there's this long pause of silence, and Michael says, not before divorce was final. Sarah says that, I guess it depends on how you would define infidelity. So the host is like, well, how would you define it? And she says relationships that don't go beyond friendship. Michael says that he will admit to emotional infidelity. You can tell that Michael is looking at Sarah, wanting her to keep her mouth shut, to just don't say anything else. But I was here for it all. But you want to know what I wasn't here for? I wasn't here for the fact that they allowed Michael's kids to come out, first of all, to the reunion. I just believe, you filmed them throughout the whole season talking, and okay, that was cool. But having them on this reunion, I'm sure they run late hours during this filming this live, and these kids need to be in bed. They do not need to be at this reunion around a whole bunch of grown adult talk, different things that they talk about. They're probably in the back with the TV listening in on this stuff. So I wasn't in agreement with those kids being there, first off. Second, why is Michael and Sarah's son in PJ? He has PJs on, his slippers, Like, come on now. I understand a baby. If you have a child and you want to keep them on their schedule and you have a nanny watching them in the back while you're working and you want them to already have their PJs on, a baby. But he's a kid. If you want my kids to be on national television, they need to really have some regular clothes on. The little girl was good, Cece. But Max, he really needed to have on regular clothes, not PJs coming out on national television. Everybody else is dressed up and he's coming out in slippers and his PJ pants. Like, it just wasn't good. That's just my opinion. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Next, they talk with Annie and Robert. So they talk about why Robert took Annie to the thrift store and showed her apartments knowing he already signed another lease for another year. Robert says that he was testing Annie to see if she was only with him for the money. Now, Robert is acting like he's rich. Like, you testing her and you don't got it like that. Too many people in your circle been saying you're broke. So I just don't understand what's all these tests. Maybe more or less production wanted to give them another scene, give them somewhere to film. So they're like, well, how about you take her apartment shopping? They probably already had this all in the works. He already knew he signed a lease for another year. Annie didn't know that, so it would create a reaction. Good for TV. That's all that was. So Annie makes sure to clarify that she is no gold digger and has had opportunities to marry rich men and declined because there was no connection. So they then bring out Stephanie and her husband, Ben, and these are Bryson's grandparents. Now, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Well, one of the moments we've been waiting for. Robert exposes that Stephanie sent him some nasty texts and threatened him. Therefore, he no longer allows Bryson to go over their house. Stephanie, of course, denies it. And her husband, Ben, he tries turning the camera off. And I honestly don't believe that Robert would lie about something like that. I don't understand what Stephanie's deal or motives are with Robert. She doesn't take care of Bryson. So I don't understand why she's so consumed with what Robert is doing within his home. So Robert tells the host that his apartment caught on fire, and during that time, he stayed with good friends who opened their home. But at no point did Stephanie nor Ben reach out to see if he or Bryson was good. Also to just see if they needed anything. So it's crazy how they didn't reach out in the case like that, but Stephanie was real quick to write a check for $15,000 to send Annie back to the DR. And I really wonder if, say Annie did take that check and try to cash it, that thing probably would have bounced. She wouldn't have had no $15,000. I mean, maybe she's a porn star. Maybe she does make good money. I don't know. But why would I write another woman that has nothing to do with me $15,000 to go back home when I could pour that into my grandbaby? It just doesn't make sense. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Next, they talk to Anna and Marcel. So they talk about when Anna told her friends intimate details about her and Marcel. Also, the host says to Anna, is there anything else you're hiding from Marcel's family? Anna responds that they want to have a baby. And since she can't carry the baby, she would have to get a surrogate. So in Turkish culture, I guess that's another thing that his family wouldn't be accepting of. Let's move on to Tanya and Sinjin. So they play back when Tanya says that she feels like her first love was her soulmate, and Tanya tries to explain but doesn't make any sense, okay? Just like she didn't when she tried to explain it on that particular episode. She then starts crying, saying that I don't care what others think as long as Sinjin gets me. And Sasha, he tries chiming in and ends up doing the same thing he told Tanya not to do. The host questions Sasha since he decided to insert himself in somebody else's business. The host says to him, was his first wife his soulmate? He says no. Then they said the second wife, was she your soulmate? And he says, he kind of pauses and Emily's looking like hoping, I hope he says no, and he says yes, that he believes that the second woman was his soulmate. And so Angela then says, you doing the same thing you just told Tanya that she shouldn't have done, or she shouldn't have said to Sinjin. He's in no position to give any advice and tell anybody anything, so I don't know why he opened his mouth. Maybe the producers and people was in his ear and said speak. Maybe they said, speak, say something. Because I believe that they do that. They are in their ear and tell certain cast members to respond off of or chime in off of the other couple's situation or the topic that's being discussed. I think they do that now because that was crazy. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Next, they move on to Natalie and Mike. So they show a clip of Natalie's friend comparing Mike to Natalie's ex-husband. They're comparing that the ex-husband made a lot more money. He had a big business. And then they're comparing, Mike, and it's almost like they're saying, that's a downgrade, basically. That's what the friend is basically saying is Mike is a downgrade. It's worse. It's like you going from the top and then you settling for the bottom. When Mike hears that, he's like, it just makes him want to prove her wrong, because it's a hard truth to swallow. So Mike says that he feels confident that he can take care of Natalie and their future family. Now, I think he is still in financial debt. And unless he won the lottery, there is no way that he's already cleared up that debt. Now, Mike says that he was hesitant to have a baby because he wants to be there every step of the way. He didn't want her to be pregnant in Ukraine and couldn't make the doctor's appointments. Okay, but that wasn't the only thing he said. He actually said, not at the tell-all, but when they were filming that particular scene, he told the cameras that she doesn't know I'm in debt. I wouldn't dare bring a baby into this world and I have all this financial debt. That was really the top reason. But now he's trying to say he wanted to be there every step of the way. Him saying he wanted to be there every step of the way in that moment when he told Natalie that at the table, that was more or less trying to just give her something, an excuse as to why they couldn't have a baby in that moment. So let's just keep it all the way real. The real reason is because you're in financial debt and, bringing a baby into that type of situation wouldn't be the best thing. It wouldn't be smart. So, he need to keep it real. I'm sure as a man, it's probably hard. Maybe it's a lot of pride too, but you just got to keep it real because we done already seen everything. We already know everything. So you might as well just say that. I didn't want to do that because as I shared with Natalie later down the line, I have a lot of financial debt and it wouldn't be the smart thing to do. People will respect you for that. I respect a person instead of folks just having babies and they can't take care of them. That's not fair to the child. So I would respect you more for saying that than saying, oh, I want to be there every step of the way. No, that's not the reason. That's not the main reason. So the host wants to know their relationship status and Natalie tries to redirect that question to Mike. But the host says, no, Natalie, you answer. And then that was the end. So I'm definitely looking forward to part 2 because then we're going to probably most likely get into the nitty gritty with Michael and Angela and his friends. Then we're going to get into what's going on with Mike and Natalie, what he did behind the scenes, because she said something about betray. So, we want to know, we want answers. We trying to figure out what in the world is going on. I hope you all enjoyed this recap. This was part 1 of 90 Day Fiance season 7, episode 14. I know a lot of you are so done and ready for this season to be done with, and I'm sure you're excited for next Sunday, February 23rd, for the new 90 Day Fiance. So comment down below your thoughts on this tell-all. Under this video, comment down below. Let's get a conversation rolling. Give this video a big thumbs up for me. Also share with a friend who loves watching 90 Day Fiance. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be notified on the next time I make an upload. You'll be notified on the next time that I put out part 2, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.